USA 9, look, we know that pets are part of the family, and just like people, they need routine care, safe environments, and of course, community support. And today we're talking about emergency preparedness when it comes to our pets. Joining me today is Brandywine Valley SPCA Chief Operating Officer Aaron Johnson. Good to have you here. And we have Dr. Ayanna Bennett, Director of the DC Department of Health. Hi, everybody. We have a lot to talk about today, but I wanted to start with what steps does DC Health recommend in terms of preparing residents and their pets for an emergency, maybe for an evacuation. Any tips you can offer?
Well, one thing that we are very proud to have is a partner in Brandywine Valley SPCA.
Yeah.
So we're asking residents to really pay attention to all the expert advice they're given and to really start to prepare now with all of the materials that they're going to need.
Well, and I love it because you all brought, what is this in front of us?
So we just brought a little kind of an example of a kit. So we want people to be prepared and have a kit. So have that stuff ready and available for you should you have an emergency and need to evacuate where you live. So we just brought some stuff to kind of show. So just having kind of your things, having a carrier. We recommend people having extra food, extra medications that your pets may be on, having copies of your records. And of course, you always want to have a picture of you and your pet.
Oh, that's helpful.
And you want to have this because if you have to go to a location, a shelter or something, we will be able to have this on file to know who belongs to what pet. There's no confusion, along with having your pet microchipped. And that's another very important piece that we like people to have. It's a very clear identification and having that up to date in the registry so that we know that's your pet and we know how to get in touch with you.
Okay, I was talking about this with a friend before we did this interview because we have the pet carrier, the pet crate, but if you have not trained your pet that it's okay to be in one of those in an emergency, Godspeed. It's going to be a little dicey. So these are things you need to literally prepare for, train your pet for.
Absolutely. It's great to have the crates. I mean, crate training is a great tool as it is, but having your pet comfortable, so that is a very important piece of that. Because if you're in a hectic situation, it's an emergency, you're evacuating, you want at least your pet is going to be comfortable in the crate that they're going to be in when they're moved out of the home. So that's a great point to make sure that they are comfortable in that crate.
Well, and also we touched on microchips, right? So I was actually thinking about that. Have I updated my pet's microchips because life happens, right?
Yes.
And so we want to make sure that that's something that is top of mind and a priority, correct?
Well, one of the things that we do from the DC Health perspective is make sure that microchipping is part of what we offer at the shelter. And so if you go down to the shelter, you can get microchips inserted for your pets. You can also do that at your own veterinarian or when you acquire a pet from some other means. We have a new shelter opening in a few months that's just almost ready, and we are already doing adoptions and other things out of that space in DC Village. So that is a place people can go.
So how excited are you all about this new? I mean, because I was seeing some of the renderings and such. It's just kind of a sanctuary in some ways. So if you're looking for pets, this is going to be off and running. Come check you guys out.
Yes.
Absolutely. They can visit our website, bvspca.org/DC, and they can find out the locations and hours. But yeah, DC Villages, we're excited for that. It's not fully open yet, but we are doing adoptions there, so people still can come and visit while construction continues and it gets finished.
I love it. As we close out our interview, anything you all would add, anything you'd leave our viewers with?
Well, I want to be sure that people prepare now before the emergency happens. And you don't always have to have everything all at once. So start to gather those things now and set them aside. And then however much you've got when the emergency happens, that'll be better than where you are now.
Sure, get the crate, get the medicine. And yourself, anything you'd leave us with?
I just was going to say, be prepared. Just have those things set aside already. You don't want to have to think about that. You want to just be able to grab your pet, grab your stuff and go.
Right, when you're in a panic, you don't need to focus on all of that stuff. All right, Brandywine Valley SPCA Chief Operating Officer Aaron Johnson and Dr. Ayanna Bennett, Director of the DC Department of Health. Look, we appreciate you being here. Thanks for talking with us today.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.